get it.
All right, hold on.
Let's get it.
All right, hold on. First and foremost, welcome to another episode of Off the Record Podcast. We have one of the, I don't even know if I should call him controversial, most hated. We just know we have one of the biggest mouths and also one of the most brilliant minds when it comes to, the black culture and, of course, inner city communities who is speaking up on popular platforms right now. A lot of people know you from the YouTube platform, but we got Hassan Campbell back in the building. I believe this is your third time here. You're someone who have captivated the internet through giving just the raw, unfiltered, unadulterated truth about what we're seeing without the influence of all of the other things that usually make it okay, whether it's monetary gain, whether it's these other things. You give it cut and straight. And I've seen the good in your content because whether you were speaking about things that I had nothing to do with, or even when you were spoken about me, even if I didn't like it, I respected the fact that it was coming from a unbiased and a honest place. And you don't have to agree with everything that's said about you, but you don't want it to come from a place where people are trying to, purport or distort you to be something else. So I've always respected you as that. The last time you were in this building, very interesting situation. We got a bunch of people in here now. I think about like 20 at least. But last time it was in here, it was a little hazy. I feel like everybody was smoking. All I remember, I was like, these cameras still going to work. But it was interesting. It was me, you, Wack 100, Tekashi 6ix9ine. We're all sitting around a table. A lot of other people that were surrounding, people that you came with, people that Tekashi came with. Of course, Wack was here and myself. And that was internet viral history, but it was a cross-section of everything. It was a cross-section between what internet saw as culture and music. It was a cross-section between the streets and also street politics. It was a cross-section between so many different things, and I felt fortunate to be able to somewhat moderate it, and I'm so glad to have you back here because you're here with a whole cast of characters who have lived these experiences, and I'm sure you're going to introduce us to everyone here. I do want to start off by saying and kind of asking you about when that infamous last interview that happened here, what did you take away from it? Because that was a hell of a day. And I know some of your homies here definitely could chime in. So, if y'all want to talk, just hop on the mic at all.
Well,
I know you're not talking to the mic. Grab that mic. You grab it.
The last interview we had was kind of crazy because it left me with a lot of thoughts, right? Because under one breath, I was like, okay, this was epic. All I kept doing and saying, I was just admiring. I've never looked at a man's teeth the way that I looked at Wack 100 teeth. Because the nigga was smiling. Like, yo, he was smiling, and all I kept saying was like, yo, how can I get my teeth to look like this nigga's teeth? He was like, yeah, I spent the grip on these teeth. And I'm like, yo, and that was the vibe was like, it was a good vibe. There was no disrespect in the room, like he said it was. It was like I really, really felt like, yo, and my brother, he felt like, yo, it's gonna be a good thing. We gonna move forward and we gonna do some things together. Next day, the nigga on the internet talking about, yeah, you know what I mean? I told that nigga he got F by Bam. Like, nigga, if he would have said that to me in front of my face, on camera or not on camera, he would have died on that camera.
Yo, it's so interesting because I remember when I was trying to figure out where everyone sat. And I'm like, all right, well, it makes sense. 6ix9ine sits here. I'm going to sit here. Some of his homies was around.
Yeah, but Wack sat right here. His back was against the wall. And he kept his hand. He said, if you notice, I kept my hand inside the pocket. Like,
did you notice? Because I'm going to be honest with you.
He did have his hand inside his pocket, but what difference do it make? Because the reality of it is it wasn't that kind of environment. His hand being...
That's what I'm thinking too.
You see what I'm saying? It wasn't that kind of environment. Like, listen, I'm saying, all of us, we got legal shooters with us. FBI, we don't carry guns. We got legal shooters. So our legal shooters would have legally tore his ass up in this room if it would have been a problem.
Yeah. So the narrative went out, and you see, somebody like me who I don't want to be in the middle of these things, but I gotta also be the center of truth, right? I don't want nobody to come in here and feel like, because now it's going to be a war that started from my room, and I didn't bring nobody here to start a war. So I got to be some type of the arbiter of truth. I've still maintained this. I've told Wack to his face, and I've always said this. I don't believe there was any inclination, anything in the air that said there is a threat of violence, whether to you or to him. I think we're having a good conversation. He of course says that, because I'm not from the street, I didn't get it. I know some of your peoples was here with you, and
listen, the footage, the behind the scenes footage, man, shows him giving niggas the biggest hugs. But I guess that's what Jay-Z say. Niggas will show you love. That's how they fool thugs. Before you know it, you lying in the pool of blood. When he was in our presence, he wasn't that West Coast Wack 100 that was sitting in Brooklyn acting like he was looking for Mano. He was not that. But then even after the fact, he did not show up on K. Slade's funeral. Okay. His right-hand man, you didn't show up at that funeral, son.